Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a book haul and it's kind of a huge one. I don't know how I've accumulated so many books recently, so I thought I would share them with you guys. The first book is one that's super exciting because everyone has been super hyped about it all over BookTube, and that is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. This is one that Yasmin sent to me. This was her copy. She read it and didn't really love it, so she offered to send it to me and I was like, yeah, sure, let's do a book swap. So if you want to see which book I sent Yasmin, I'm going to link her unboxing video in the information bar below if you want to see what I sent her, because it was super fun. Thank you, Yasmin, for sending me The Cruel Prince. It's such a beautiful book. Like, that crown, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like foiling, and then the book underneath is beautiful as well. It has this beautiful design on it, and I'm really excited to read this one. It's a YA fantasy novel. I think it's the first in a series, and it's about a human growing up in the Fae world, and Fae tend not to like humans. So yeah, I'm really intrigued to read this one. Also, these are not books, but they are bookish, so I thought I would share them with you in this video anyway. And these are some bookmarks from Captured in Words. He's another awesome booktuber. I'm going to link his channel down below as well as this Etsy shop that he started up selling bookmarks, and I think there's a couple prints and things like that as well. But I love these so much, so I wanted to share them with you guys. The two that I purchased were this one, which says Down in the Forest we'll sing a chorus. This is a lyric from the 21 Pilots song called Forest, and I love that song, and I just thought this bookmark was really beautiful. I like anything that's like a foresty kind of design, and the ribbon on it is really nice. It's just a really beautiful bookmark. I think this is probably my favorite bookmark right now. But I also got this one because I couldn't resist it. It says Pardon Meow, and it's got two cats on it, and these are actually his cats, which I think is adorable. And this one has a brown ribbon, which I love. He actually sent me a couple extra bookmarks as well, which I thought was really, really nice. So I thought I would share them with you guys. This one is Captured in Words on a galaxy background, which I love. I love galaxy stuff, so I thought this one was really awesome as well. And then there's this one, which is a really relatable quote. It says, "You can never get a cup of tea large enough or a book long enough to suit me," and that's by C.S. Lewis. And that's a really nice yellow. They're so beautiful, and I would highly recommend checking them out. They're really reasonably priced as well, which I think is awesome. And the shipping, I think he's based in Canada, so the shipping to New Zealand was actually really reasonable. So yeah, definitely recommend checking out these bookmarks. Since I did my last haul, I've received the next two editions of the Runaways comic series by Rainbow Rowell. This is the fifth one, and this is the sixth one. I haven't read either of these yet, but they're super quick to get through, so I've kind of been like saving them. I've also done a whole bunch of secondhand book shopping over the last month or so. There's one particular bookstore, it's not just a bookstore actually, it's a secondhand Habitat for Humanity store, and it's my favorite secondhand bookstore that I've found in this area. Between that bookstore and my favorite secondhand bookstore in Hamilton, which is Browsers on Victoria Street. If you've been to Hamilton or you live there, I'd highly recommend checking that one out. So some of you guys might know that I've been recollecting the Animorphs series. It's like a kids series about teenagers who can morph into animals, and they're trying to defend planet Earth from aliens. I've managed to collect a whole bunch of them over the last like month or so, and a lot of these are in amazing condition. Like this one feels very brand new. It feels like it hasn't barely even been opened, and I think people sometimes really underestimate how amazing secondhand stores are. Sometimes, you know, you picture like really grotty old books that you don't really want to pick up, but oftentimes you'll get really, really amazing condition books. So stoked to have found all of these. I can't wait to start rereading the series. I got a few other books from those two secondhand stores as well. The first one is a bit random, but it's the My Chemical Romance Something Incredible This Way Comes book by Paul Stenning. This is like an unauthorized biography, I guess, of the band, and I just thought this would be really cool. I really like reading biographies about musicians and bands that I love. My Chemical Romance, if you didn't know, was like pretty much my all-time favorite band. I also picked up another kids book, and this is one that I had when I was younger, and I don't know what's happened to it. I must have got rid of it at some point, but that is Fiddleback When Stella Street Went Bush by Elizabeth Honey. This is part of like a little series kind of about Stella Street. I've actually got another one that I picked up from a secondhand store a while ago called Cauldron Bay. I think that's the third one, and I think this is the second one, and the first one is called 47 Stella Street or something like that. But it's basically about a bunch of kids who all live in the same neighborhood pretty much, and they do a lot of things together, like they'll go away on holidays together and that kind of thing. It's set in Australia, so it makes it somewhat relatable for me being from New Zealand. It's like a similar kind of upbringing, going camping and stuff like that. So I really like these books, and I'm so stoked that I found this one, because this was a book that I read over and over and over and over and over when I was about like 10 or so. From those two secondhand stores, I also finally managed to get my hands on the Subtle Knife and the Amber Spyglass. The first one is Northern Lights, or The Golden Compass if you're in the US, and I have that one that I got from a secondhand store like sometime last year maybe, and I'd been trying to get my hands on these two, and these were the covers I wanted as well, because these are the same covers that go with the first original Northern Lights book that I got secondhand. So I'm so excited to have these. They're all in paperback, and I've had copies of these borrowed from my brother on my shelf for the longest time. I borrowed them and I haven't got around to reading them yet, so I can finally put them back in their rightful place on his shelf. I also got a classic from Browsers in Hamilton. This is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, and this is a classic that I wanted to read for a really long time. You guys know I don't normally buy books unless I've already read them, but sometimes with classics I'll risk it, especially obviously if they're secondhand, and I have a feeling I'm really gonna like this one, so I hope I'm right. If I'm not, then I'll just unhaul it again, but I thought that this was a really beautiful copy for a book that I'm really looking forward to, and I've heard a lot of amazing things about, so I hope that I like this. There are also a bunch of books that I got from Book Depository, and these are all for uni classes that I'm doing this semester. I'm so glad they all arrived this week finally, because obviously the semester's already started. So the first one is the least exciting one. This is a philosophy textbook, and it's Readings in Ancient Greek Philosophy, and then the rest of the books are all for a 20th century literature paper. So the first one is The Crying of Lot 49. It's apparently a satire of some kind, which is generally not my favorite, but it might surprise me, and it is short, so yeah, I have no idea really what this is about, to be honest, but if you've read it, let me know what you thought of it. This book is another one that I have no idea what it's about. It's called The Art Lover, and it's by Carol Marceau, and I have no idea what this is about. I just read the back cover so that I could try and give you guys a synopsis, but it's kind of just gone straight over my head, so I don't really know what this is about, but we'll see. I also have this book, which is A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man by James Joyce. This is a really beautiful copy. The texture of the cover actually feels like a canvas, so this feels like a painting. It's amazing. It's like super textured, and the painting like wraps around the whole book, and it has French flaps as well, which I think is awesome. I have no idea if I'm gonna like this book. I've read a short story by James Joyce before and I didn't love it, but hopefully I'll like this one better. It's a coming of age novel, so hopefully I will. And then the final book I have for that class is Passing by Nella Larson. This is way shorter than I expected, and it follows two women who were childhood friends, and both of them are light-skinned enough to pass for white, but they end up living two very different lives because one of them decides that she wants to pass as white and the other one does not. I'm interested to read this one. It sounds like it could be really good, so that's one that I'm really excited for. The final book that I have is super exciting, and it is Obsidio by Amy Hoffman and Jay Kristoff. You guys would have already seen this in my most anticipated March releases video, but I was sent this by Alan and Unwin for review, and I am so excited about it. I actually have already read this. I just read it over the weekend, and I have a review coming up on Wednesday, so make sure you check back for that if you want to hear my thoughts on this book. It was really good. So yeah, I'm really excited to have this book as well. So that is it for my book haul. Those are all of the books that I've accumulated recently. Everything I mentioned today will be linked in the information bar below, as well as my Goodreads, Instagram and Twitter if you want to go follow me on all of those things. To keep up with what I'm reading, to keep up with what I'm doing, I posted some cute puppy pictures on Instagram over the weekend, so those are the sort of things you're missing out on if you're not following me over there. I would highly recommend it. Thank you guys for watching this, and I'll see you with another video, which will be that Obsidio review in a couple days. Bye.